Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. My name is Tom Pollan, joined today by Andrew Griffiths. Andrew, g'day, sir. Very warm welcome. Great to have another Aussie on the show. Whereabouts are you based?
Good morning, Tom. I'm in Hobart, of all places. Beautiful, snow on the mountain.
Oh, gorgeous.
Fabulous.
Gorgeous. That's the New Zealand of Australia, I've been told.
Exactly.
The beautiful, clean and green. So for those of you who don't know, Hobart is the capital, I think, on Tasmania, which is a little island, the Apple Isle, we call it here in Australia, just off the southeast coast of Australia. Andrew is Australia's #1 small business author. Now, you see that on some people's bios, but Andrew actually is. His books, Andrew, I used to go into Anderson Garden, or I was flying out of the airport or something, and I'd see your books on the bookshelves there. I mean, a lineup of your books for sale in retail outlets. And I used to be so damn jealous and wonder why mine was selling in the tens, and I don't mean tens of thousands, I mean tens. And yours were lined up there. So he really is Australia's #1 small business author and has held that mantle for many, many years. He's got 14 best-selling books sold in over 65 countries. So Andrew, delighted to have you on the show. And folks, you don't know this, but Andrew and I have spent about the last, I think, 17 minutes trading war stories and catching up and sharing ideas. We thought we'd better get this interview done. So he's a terrific guy to have a chat with. As he says, he can talk through the bottom of wet cement. So just about he's got a good microphone. Title today, get on with it, Tom, is How to Be the Most Expensive at What You Do. And I love the idea behind that. Andrew, our 7 minutes starts now. So question number 1, who is your ideal client?
Well, Tom, thank you for this. My ideal client are they're business owners, of course, who are passionate about what it is that they do. They're good at what they do. They work hard. They do all the right things. And they've probably been doing it for a really, really long time,
right,
but they simply don't charge enough for what it is they do. They know there's got to be a better way, but they just don't know where to start.
As best you're aware, are they aware that they're not charging enough? Or is this kind of a revelation to them when you mention it?
Great question. They're aware. They know that they don't charge enough. Yeah, because it's the first thing I tend to bring up and go, well, you're too cheap. I know. We hear that all the time.
Oh, they do. Well, okay, cool.
They do. Surprising, isn't it?
So it probably, question number 2, 6 minutes left. What's the problem you solve?
Well, for people who undercharge for their products and their services, things like that, I think they get stuck in this loop of limiting beliefs. Deep down, it could be, I'm not good enough. Why would anyone want to pay for, that much for my stuff? My competitors are better than me, etc. But at the same time, they might have limiting beliefs around their customers and the market. People can't afford to pay more. The market's tight, super competitive, so we've got to be cheap, etc.
Right.
So typically for me, what I do is I cut away all of that limiting negative self-talk and limiting belief that keeps people held in that undercharging state. I help them to really see what value they bring to the table, and then how to communicate this value to their customers and show the business owner how to charge accordingly.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. 5.5 minutes left. Question number 3, what are some of the typical symptoms? So someone listening to this, business owner, thinking, yeah, we're probably undercharging. What's going on in their business that would give them a heads up that they probably are undercharging?
There's a few things I think, and I've noticed this from working for many years, over 20 years with businesses around the world in this space. These are common kind of symptoms. Number 1, people are working really hard, but they don't actually have a lot to show for it. They haven't really built up a lot of value assets, etc.
Okay.
They're burned out, fried,
yep.
and exhausted because they're working so hard and they're fried, but they're in that loop. They discount too fast.
Yep.
Someone will say something and then they'll offer a discount before, they don't need to. Winning every job that they quote for. And people say to me, oh, we get every job we quote for. And I go, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. You're poor. And because they think it's a badge of honor. To me, you're too cheap. You should get 5 out of 10 of the jobs you quote for tells me your pricing is about right.
Interesting.
They have a lot of limiting talk, why we can't charge more. That conversation comes up. And also they've often become quite comfortable with where they're at. It's a term called learned helplessness, which is not a nice phrase, but we get comfortable with the struggle. Right. It's become a part of their identity.
Right. The battle. Ouch. Okay. So thank you for that. Very, very, very articulate. 4 minutes left. And question 4, we're talking about smart people. They're going to try stuff. They're getting sick of being kind of like the hamster on the treadmill sort of thing. So What are some of the common mistakes that these business owners are making before they find your solution?
Well, there's a few things. A common mistake, the easiest way to describe it is I say you can't put lipstick on a wombat. And if you're not from Australia, you don't know what a wombat is, you might want to Google it, okay? But all I'm saying there is you can't just triple your prices today and then still offer exactly the same product or services. We have to make some changes. So yes,
Right.
you can make some incremental changes, but I think that this is a state of mind. So we have to change our self-talk. We have to change our story. We have to train our people. We have to retrain our customers, and we have to identify the real value of what it is that we offer. At the same time, we have to lose things, all right? Because the business that you were that undercharged and all the rest of it, you probably attracted cheap customers.
Right.
Cheap customers attract cheap customers. We don't want them anymore, right? So we've got to lose a few things. You might have you may have to lose a few of them. Maybe some of your team members are caught in this, cheap mindset or discount mindset. They may not make the transition.
Right.
So this is scary for a lot of people who are comfortable in their old state of thinking. Change is hard. A lot of people get cold feet, and then the minute they start to lose a few customers, they freak out and start dropping the prices and go back to the way they were. That's so you got to push through that zone.
Reverting to type. Thank you, sir. 2.5 minutes left. Excellent stuff. Question number 5. One top tip, kind of like a valuable free action someone could take, won't solve the whole problem, but it might step them down the road in the right direction.
Great. So for me, find a business that you personally buy from, you know them really well, that you would use this line. They're expensive, but they're the best. Okay? Look at everything that business does and learn from them. We need what I call like solid role models, Tom. They're businesses that charge what they're worth that we can actually learn from. I think we spend too much time sometimes looking inwards at our own business when I think we can actually learn from others. So I've got these role model businesses that help me adjust my mentality towards what it is that I charge. And I think that's a great place to start.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. 1 minute, 45 seconds left. Question number 6. One valuable free resource. And I know you got a doozy here. So where can people go to find out more about this?
So I've got a masterclass that I did recently called Are You Really Charging What You're Worth? Now this was a paid masterclass. It was $1,000. It's about 3 hours. It's a long masterclass. As we've said, I can talk a lot, but it runs through the whole concept of value, immediate wins, things you can do now, a longer term strategy, etc. And I'm really, really happy to offer that to your listeners today for free. We've got a link. It's a long kind of a link, but it's basically andrew.com.au/masterclass, blah, 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 blah. You'll share the link, mate.
We will. Andrew Griffiths, so GRIFFITHS.com.au. And if you go there and go to masterclass-recording-r, just continue, are you really charging what you're worth? Then you'll find it. Or else go to the website, pop it in, and you'll get an error, but it'll give you the link. Or go underneath the video. Thanks. We've got 30 seconds left. Andrew, question number 7. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
Okay, that's a great question too, Tom. What changes in a business when it transforms from being the cheapest to being the most expensive?
Ooh, 15 seconds. What does change?
Everything changes. Your level of worth, your sense of satisfaction, the people you attract as customers, the people you attract to work with you, your business becomes more financially resilient, and you get to do more of the things that matter. Time with family, supporting not-for-profits, traveling, etc. And we are done.
Thanks, Andrew. Perfect. Cheers. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.